We're playing Morelli, playing the 9x9. So it looks like this. There's also the 11x11 and 13x13. Yeah. A game of pure skill for 2 players. That's what it says. At the beginning of the game, black and white had 24 pieces on each side of the board. These are randomly disposed on the outermost band with the sole proviso that every piece must have a piece of the adverse color diametrically opposite, even discounting rotations and reflections of the same position. This gives rise to over 2 million distinct setups. For all practical purposes, unlimited replayability. Online play will be generated automatically. Alright. So to start the game, black places anywhere on the outermost band, but diametrically opposite of each other, and black and white. A black and a white piece, then white places 2 such pairs wherever he wishes. Then the players alternate repeating 2, 3, 3 until one of the pairs of vacant spaces remains. Okay. At the start of the game, the throne is vacant. That's the middle of the board. But it may, in the course of the play, be occupied by either king. Once occupied, it may subsequently change hands any number of times from black to white or vice versa. The winner is the player whose king is on a throne at the moment the game ends. If the throne remains vacant from start to finish, the game is a draw. Now, here's the moving. Players take turns to move one piece of their own color, black moving first. A piece may move any distance in any direction along an orthogonal or diagonal line, subject to the following conditions. 1. It must land upon a color band nearer to the throne than the band on which it previously stood before the move. Though it may cross an axis of the board in doing so, just has to go to a more inner band. It cannot cross or land upon any cell occupied by another piece, whether friendly or hostile. It may cross the throne while it's still vacant, but not once it's occupied. It cannot, in any circumstances, land upon the throne. Kings do not move at all; they simply occupy the throne. All right, capturing. This is one of the more interesting things. So capturing Morelli is custodial capture. That is, it takes place when moving a piece comes to rest next to an adverse piece whose immediate neighbor on the other side, either orthogonally or diagonally, is a piece, not a king. Oh, that's also belongs to Boober. You know what I'm talking about by that, right?
Say that one more time.
A custodial capture. So it's like Taboo. I don't know if we played that in a while. We haven't played that in a while. But, so like, if I move a piece and your piece is in the middle of my 2, whether that be diagonal or orthogonal, then that piece will flip.
Okay. So if it's one on each side, then it flips?
Yeah. But only if like a move makes that, not if it like... a capture must be an immediate result of an active move by the captor during the play. Hence, the pieces on the outermost bands are at all times immune from capture. A piece may be inserted with impunity between adverse pieces already in place. So you go place one in the middle when it's not captured. Captures are affected as part of the turn which gives rise to them. Any capture arising from a given move, including multiple captures, must be affected. Alright. Completing a frame. Okay, so this is like the way to win. A frame is an arrangement of 4 pieces. Kind of like Quartetto when we played that, where it's like a box of 4 Like you have to make a box anywhere for 4 pieces. Alright, so forming the corners of a perfect square, centered upon the throne. A frame may be completed by a move in various ways, namely, where a missing corner is supplied by the moving piece, where a corner of an adverse color is converted by capture, or both the above. As we capture, the completion of a frame must be the immediate result of an acting move during the open play. Hence, no frames can be formed on the outermost band. Alright, so when you make a frame, you capture the throne. Does that make sense? A frame is 4 of your pieces that makes a perfect square around the throne.
Gotcha.
So when you do that, the throne will flip to your color. And it'll flip back and forth as long as we make moves. It's kind of hard to make those moves, but... Alright, occupying the throne. Where a player's move completes a frame, he must, as part of the same turn, enthrone his king, evicting his opponent, if possible. Where the mover's king already occupies the throne, no action results from completing a frame. Ending. The game ends when either player, on their turn, has no legal moves, or at any other earlier moment agreed by the players. Okay, so that's the rules. Okay, so we take turns moving these like queens anywhere closer to the throne. If you make a square, a perfect square around the throne with 4 of your pieces, you make it. You capture the middle square, and that doesn't do anything. It just flips back and forth. So yeah, I think we'll get it after the first few captures. So I think it'll make sense. And it captures our flipping, so like it doesn't remove from the board. It flips to your side. All right, I think you're up first.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I'm taking long.
No worries. It's going to be a learn as we go.
Mike has come over the last 2 nights and made really good food.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to think of what it was. I mean, it was chicken both nights, but I'm trying to think of. There is like a soy sauce type of chicken with these.
A what kind?
Soy sauce with these Asian noodles that I've never had
Oh,
before.
nice. Oh, yeah.
And yesterday was
So
like
real good.
was like a Caribbean chicken on skewers
Yum.
with some fresh veggies. So then I'm gonna move this here, and it's gonna capture the one in between. So yeah, I played those.
Dude, Louise.
What was that?
I said, geez Louise, I think one thing that makes this really tricky is that just the fact that it's almost evenly split, half and half right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So I played 2 games with Eric, and our first game, I had no clue what was going on. So I know.
Yeah, I understand the basic premise,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like
Having a strategy.
getting there.
Yeah. And I didn't think this would happen, but I do have somewhat of like the capture advantage, so that could be making things more difficult. Okay, so I'm gonna go for a throne move.
just won't do it.
We might have a draw game here. We both haven't created a throne yet, and we only have a few more moves left. Nice. So we'll probably just move these. This will be a draw, most likely. But to make a square. We'll probably do this again in the future just so we can get a grip on it, get a handle on it. Hopefully make a square.
I tell you what, I'm mad that I didn't turn all three of those white tiles black.
Yep. Interesting draw.
Wow, you're so good. I tell you what, I'm surprised that we ended up with a draw.
Both got those halves pretty well. That's it. Game is draw. Okay. Alright. So that's Morelli. Play this again sometime.
Yeah, it's a fun one. It's pretty easy to understand the rules.